Age of Ambition is a work of nonfiction about China, which is where I lived for 8 years, and this is about some of the people that I came to know there. I'm going to read a passage about a man named Jiang Zemin, who I met in 2008, 6 years ago, when he was 23 years old, and this is a bit about his life before and a bit about his life later. When Jiang Zemin was a child, the family lived in a coal mining town called Coal Mine Number 5. His parents, who had survived the harshest years of poverty and political turmoil, had only one goal in life, Jiang told me: to pass the days normally. But Jiang was desperate to get out of mine number 5. In a passage that he wrote for a class, he recalled, "I couldn't stand eating steamed bread, leftover greens, and sweet potatoes every day. I couldn't stand wearing the same patched clothes year after year when I was laughed at by my classmates. I couldn't stand walking 1 hour on foot to get to that old shabby school. With the help of loans from the coal mine boss, Jiang went to college, where English became his obsession. He adopted the name Michael. In his journal, he wrote, 'Some nights I can't even sleep. I want to wake up so badly and practice English.' He had absorbed the promise of self-creation more thoroughly than anyone I had ever met. We sat in his bedroom, and he played some recordings that he'd been making for his students. He was teaching English by now. They were models of pronunciation. He clicked on a recording called 'What is English?' He had layered the sounds of waves and seagulls into the background and recorded it with a girl named Isabel, the two trading sentences as they went. 'English is a piece of cake. I can totally conquer English. I will use English. I will learn English. I will live in English. I am no longer a slave to English. I can totally conquer English. I am its master. I believe English will become my faithful servant and lifelong friend.'" In January 2009, Michael founded a tutoring company called Beautiful Sound English. The quality of Michael's English always startled me. For somebody who had never been out of China, he was clear and articulate, and he made relatively few mistakes in conversation and in writing, largely because there was almost nothing he wouldn't do in the name of improvement. When a music teacher suggested that he hone his pronunciation by holding up a mirror and making exaggerated movements of his mouth, Michael did that even while riding the bus. It attracted some strange looks. Most of all, Michael scoured the internet to find English recordings that appealed to him, and then he recited them over and over to hone his accent. He read me one of his favorites. "Something amazing is happening at Verizon Wireless that will change the way America talks. Something big, something bold, something new." Listening to him, I realized there was a universal quality to the sound of salesmanship, even if you didn't care what you were selling. Now and then, Michael asked me to take a look at his Chinese writing or to polish the grammar of the English passages that he wrote for his students. I was often struck by how comfortable he was putting himself at the center of the story. Earlier generations in China were less comfortable doing this. I once asked his father to talk about the 3 decades that he spent working underground in a coal mine. He said, "All mines are dangerous. It was very hard at that time. We earned about 60 yuan per month." And that was all he had to say on the subject. Michael, by contrast, saw in his own life an epic fable of frustration and triumph. He wrote, "I was extremely lonely and confused from 2002 to 2007. I wanted to be someone great. I didn't want a commonplace life. Was I really destined to be a failure? What should I do? Maybe I was doomed to be an ordinary person." The prospect of conformity offended him. He wrote, "Why should I be like everyone else just because I was born to a poor family?" He framed the study of English as a matter of moral entitlement. He told his students, "You are the master of your destiny. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be different in this world."